Hello friends, good afternoon all of you, and let's begin for today. So I think that last time we people planned to go for some session based on grammar. So as we took group discussion, so there we realized that we need to go back and we are not able to speak it. So let's have some sessions or one or two topics that we can revise, and let's try to think how we can make grammatically correct sentences. So should we go for that or not required? So what do you think? You just reply me accordingly. We will go. Last time, I think that we took discussion, but in discussion, very few people, two, three people were able to speak it. And so I think that we also probed about what difficulties students face. So one of them was that content is there, that what to speak is somewhat okay, but how to speak that becomes difficult. And so therefore, in this session, we're about to plan that how we can just go for grammar and how to use it correctly. So I shared whiteboard. I hope this is visible. Still, I did not get any response, but let it be. On my own, I will go with this. Fine. So first of all, let's try to decide when we wanted to use a language. That as far as English is concerned, we need to consider that how a particular language is used. So first of all, we people have 26 letters, okay, that we call it alphabets, okay, and these letters or alphabets, when they are organized maybe with systematic and maybe conventionally, then we get words, okay, and when we use those words into groups, that becomes phrases, okay, and when we people use phrases together, that becomes sentences, okay, and sentences into a bunch that makes paragraph, or it can be speech also, and this way we people just communicate, and it happens with every language. It's not only for English, but you know that in Marathi also you'll find the similar procedure is there. But as far as what we people are going to learn when we are using language, so it's all about words and putting these words into proper order. So what happens, sometimes we know words also, vocabulary also, but we don't know how to put them in right order and how to make sentences, and so you know we are not able to perform it well. So in communication we are just behind because we are not able to use those vocabulary with right combination and with right structure. So therefore we are not able to speak it. Okay, so is it audible? Is my voice audible?
Yes, sir.
Fine, thank you. So if this is the things, another maybe I would like to tell you people, when we wanted to use language, for example, all we people wanted to use English. So as far as grammar is concerned, how much weightage we should give, how much importance we should give to grammar and the actual speaking. So many people, they're very much worried about their grammar, okay, they're very much worried about their grammar because you know, first of all, we are learning grammar in our schools, maybe in fifth standard up to 10th standard, up to maybe diploma you people have studied English, and so there everywhere we people are just taught grammar. So in that it can be anything, maybe from let's say all parts of speech and tense and voice and direct speech and indirect speech and types of sentences and all those things we people were taught. And hence now when I wanted to speak, first of all I think of grammar, okay, when I wanted to speak, first of all, maybe more than content I give more importance to grammar, so that has to be stopped, okay, so you don't think much of the grammar right now. If you're not able to speak, it's okay, but try to express whatever the vocabulary words that you have with that. Don't worry, am I using right sentence, am I using right tense, am I using right structure of sentence? Forget all those things. So does it mean that we have to make only mistakes of all those things? It doesn't mean that. But as far as you're going to speak, you don't think much of these things because you're thinking much about the grammar, and so because of that you're not able to communicate. Grammar is important, no doubt. We have to speak accurately and correctly. But in the beginning, if you're just giving a lot of focus and weightage and importance to grammar, and because of that, you're not able to express the thoughts and ideas and content that you have, you're not able to express it. So therefore, grammar is important, but you're going to not give that much importance. Rather than, I will say that you try to express it in your own way, as it is, with mistakes, with maybe here and there, with maybe wrong tense, maybe wrong structure, maybe wrong form of verb you are using. Let it be. It all things are welcome in the beginning, because here lots of mistakes, you are expected to make lots of mistakes, because when we make mistakes, then only we can learn. If you think that I will not make mistake, any single mistake I don't want to make, and I want to learn fluent English, is it possible? Is it possible to learn like this? I wanted to learn English, and I have decided that I wanted to speak fluent English, and I will not make a single mistake. So is it possible? I want to answer.
No, sir.
It is not possible. So that you people have to think. So many students, last time I realized, those who are not speaking, they're worried about, they're bothered about, if I make a mistake, then let it be. People make thousands of mistakes. So I will also make. So what is going to happen? So we are learning. And if I'm making mistake, that's perfect. Because if I don't make mistake, it means that I'm not learning. Okay. And when we start making mistakes, then you people keep learning about the grammar. So when you started making mistake, you keep learning about the grammar, and then you will realize that I'm making mistake, that instead of am, I'm using are, instead of was, I'm using were, instead of have, I'm using had. So these mistakes you people will realize, because then your study of grammar is also going on, and then you will correct yourself. You'll correct yourself by listening to other people, you'll correct yourself by referring to grammar book, you'll correct yourself by listening some audios, videos, and then you'll realize people are not speaking like this, I'm speaking somewhat different, I'm using am, I am, go. For example, suppose that I'm just trying to speak, and in that I make one sentence, I am go. Okay. So later on I'll realize that when other people speak, they're not saying I am go, they're saying something else. So when they say I am, in that case their sentence become like this, I am going. So I need to change my mistake, I will correct myself like this. Or in other case, I will realize that people do not say I am go, rather than they say I go. So this is also they are using. So this way I will just correct myself, and I will learn these, I learned through these mistakes. And for that, I'm referring for number of sources. It can be audios, videos, reading, listening, and a number of ways that we people are doing right now also. But don't think, because if you think that I'm go is a wrong sentence and I wanted to it correct and then only I'll speak, you're not going to speak at all. Okay. So this is incorrect. Okay. This is wrong, but this is right. Second, this is right, and this is also right. So when I will come to know, if I made this mistake, I am go, then only I will come to know that my I am go sentence is wrong, and it can be I am going, or it can only I go. In that case, I'm learning, and I will remember this forever, and then I will not make mistake of calling I am go. Okay, this way your learning should happen, and then you people start speaking English. Again, that is just one example. Okay, that can happen with number of sentence, number of patterns also. So maybe again, there are so other factors of grammar that we'll consider. And every day we are learning. It is not necessarily all you have to learn, all grammar you have to learn in one day only, and you have to speak tomorrow only. It is not like that. We have plenty of time. Right now, people are studying in second year only. So whatever you studied, there is a lot of background knowledge that you people are having. Right now, you need to put all this, organize all those things together so that you can just understand how it is used to use a language. That is the only thing that you people have to understand. Okay. So therefore, when we wanted to use language, or we wanted to speak any language, for that you need to understand which things are required. So first of all, grammar is required. Yes, there is no doubt. But apart from that, your confidence and your practice matters a lot. So if you speak, that will give you an idea, that will increase your confidence. If you don't speak, you'll think that English is simple language or English is difficult language. I understand English, but I cannot speak English. These are the maybe thoughts which are going to be always there in your mind. So you cannot come out of this fear that I make mistake, and so you'll stop speaking English. So that should not happen. You just be bold enough to make mistake and express your thoughts. Whatever coming in your mind, you try to think it in English, try to speak it about. Okay, with your friends, whenever you're alone you start talking, alone you start thinking. This way you can improve, and once you feel that yes, I can speak, once confidence is increased, then nobody can stop you, nothing can stop you. So therefore you start working on this. So if in grammar, I would like to tell you people, so if you want to learn grammar, first thing that you have to ensure all parts of speech you know. Okay, all parts of speech you know. So how many parts of speech are there overall? How many parts of speech are there? We have revised it in the beginning. I think that it is not audible. So there are 8 parts of speech. Okay, so which 8 parts of speech? Noun, pronoun, verb, adjective, adverb, preposition, conjunction, interjection. So these 8 parts of speech, you just try to go through it. It is not necessary that you have to perfect all these 8 parts. Already we know all these 8 parts of speech. Little bit every day you are just finding them, you are learning about them. Okay, so parts of speech are required. Then second aspect that you should go for, then it should be tense. So you all need to understand that how a particular tense is used in a particular form. For example, if it is simple present tense, if it is simple past tense, simple future tense, maybe present continuous, present maybe perfect, or maybe past continuous, past perfect. So these all, how many types of tense are there? 12 types of tense there. So just to try to know how you can use them, how you are making sentences in these 12 types of tenses. And again, every day you just go for one tense. For example, 12 tenses are there. You just first of all take simple present, try to find some, learn about simple present tense, make some examples, try to speak about some examples. Then take next day you take present continuous. This way you can take 12 days to learn 12 tenses. And again this cycle can be repeated. When you complete all 12, again you are going back to simple present, but that has to be regular. We are not studying at all. So why do we feel difficult? Because we are not referring tenses at all. We do not think that we have to learn it every day, and so therefore we are facing difficulties. The next part I would like to suggest, that can be of voice. So here, 2 types of voice: active voice and passive voice. So when you are just learning, what does it mean by voice, how active voice is used, how passive voice is used, and what kind of sentence structure. As you studying tenses, similarly you are studying voice also. There are structures of voice, active voice and passive voice structures. If you come to know that almost that out of 12, 8 tenses can be converted into passive voice. Out of 12 types of tenses, 8 tense can be converted into passive voice. And how we can use those passive structures, because it is not all the time you can use only active voice, or you can speak with these tenses and active voice only. It is not going to happen. Sometimes you need to use active voice, sometimes you're using passive voice. Depending upon what is important, you are going to decide whether to use active voice or passive voice. So you learn this active voice, passive voice also. And one more topic I will suggest, that can be types of sentences. Okay, so if you learn types of sentences, that is also going to help you. So types of sentences are, there are 2 ways we can make this classification. First of all, you can think based on the structure of the sentences. It can be simple sentence, complex sentence, and compound. and based on their meaning, you can get that their types are like this. First of all, we'll call it assertive sentence. Then it can be interrogative sentence. It can be imperative. And what is last one? Can you tell me which is the last type? Exclamatory sentences. Okay. So this way you can just go for these types of sentences. If you prepare this much, I think that you're doing a lot of work for grammar and you need not to worry much. If you know all these things, you know very much about the grammar and you just start using these things in your communication when you just talk to your friend without thinking of grammar. Okay, this grammar we are learning subconsciously, so while speaking you don't think now I'm going to talk with my friend, so if I have to speak with him, which tense I will use. So if I have to use active voice or passive voice, or if I'm going to talk with him, whether it will be simple, compound or complex sentence, whether I'm going to use it assertive, interrogative, imperative or exclamative. Don't think at all anything about the grammar aspect. You learn it, you study it, but while speaking don't think anything in your mind, or don't think of grammar, because first of all, if you're thinking grammar, your time will be spent in thinking about these things: which part of speech, which tense, which voice, which type of sentence, and how to make the sentence. You're struggling with that only, and the content that you have to speak, that you are neglecting at all. So first of all, you just focus on what content you are going to speak. Don't worry much about whether which parts of speech, which tense, which voice, which types of sentence or whatever. Don't think of it, but learn it. And once you are learning it, then you'll also come to know that if you know it, you'll use it in a better way. So that will be the main solution about your speaking of English communication. Okay, is it okay? Any other doubts, any other questions, difficulties that you are facing? अजून कुणाला काय अडचणी येतात? Everyone just try to think of your difficulties. Okay, you people don't have any difficulty. So this is another worst thing that I realize here, that you people are not replying at all. Whether you are getting it, not getting it, you understand it, you don't understand it, you are enthusiastic, you are maybe tired. I don't understand anything from this silence. Okay, so therefore you just take note of it, that whatever it may be, you be bold enough. If you're just, I'm teaching and you're not understanding, you be bold enough to tell me, sir, you're teaching it, but we are not understanding it. And just I will just try to again more slower, simpler, and again I will revise it 10 times also. But you do communicate, don't just keep silent or don't keep muted. And maybe I think that you are going to visit the campus, or you're going to come physically to the class, so that time we can do it in a more better way. Okay, so out of this now, parts of speech, I think that we have done it and will not focus on this. Today I will just go somewhat for tense here, and that is again not deep. Okay, in short I will just explain it. So let's go for tenses. 12 tenses or their structure we will go in short, because you know that what happens, this is only one kind of the communication, and that I wanted to deliberately avoid this kind of talk. If I'm only speaking, so what is the use of my speaking? You know, when I speak, you'll come to know that it is opportunity for me to improve my communication, because I am speaking here. So when you people will get an opportunity to speak and improve your communication, so you should not give me a chance that I have to continue my talk for 1 hour at least. So in between, and again another thing, it has to be interactive session. Okay, interactive, it means that you ask something, I will talking something, or when I ask something, you just try to reply. So that will make the class live, active, interesting. Otherwise, simply you're connecting, but you're not unmuting. You don't bother at all. You don't think, or you don't want to answer at all. So that is not fair at all. So tense, in tense, all you people need to understand tense is nothing, but it is time. Okay, it is referring time. So what time? Time of completion of action. So whenever we do something, whenever we speak something, whenever we perform something, we do it in proportion with the time, whether it is we are doing right now, whether we have done it in the past, or whether we will do in the future. Based on that, we people get these three types. Okay, so which three types? They can be like this: past, present, and future. So based on again these three types, we have sub classification, subtypes of these, and they can be again simple tenses. There are three simple tenses, then continuous, then we have perfect, then we have perfect continuous. Okay, so these four types for each three, so that becomes 12. So let's begin with first of all first type, and for our convenience, for understanding, we'll take present tense, and in present tense we'll go for simple present. Okay, so let me know if the font size is okay for you. Instead of this, I will just make it small. Is it okay? Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Pay attention. So when we think of simple present tense, we need to understand that when do we use simple present tense? So whenever we are talking about our regular activities, so what do we do regularly? For example, I attend lectures, I maybe do exercise, I read newspaper, I go to college, I go to school, I read maybe novels, maybe I play cricket. So the things which you're doing again and again, things that we are doing regularly, things that are habitual, things which we do in our daily routine. So all those things we people are going to describe or use them in simple present tense. Once again, what is structure is not important, use is important. And when do we use? To talk about our daily routines, habitual actions, repeated actions, and maybe the activity that we people do frequently. So all these four kinds of activities, you people are going to bring it into simple present tense. And apart from that, universal truths, scientific rules, and all those things there. Okay, so that you just find, or you just search on the internet use of simple present tense, and which you think 1 2 3 4 5, you just try to understand. In such situations, you are going to use simple present tense. Now here it comes, if it is simple present tense, then what kind of sentences you are going to use there? So subject. So first of all, there is going to be subject. After subject, you are going to use verb. So can anybody tell me, if we are going to use verb, verb has three forms, okay? V1, V2, V3. So which verb form will be used here?
V1.
Yes, first form of verb we are going to use here in simple present tense. And then remaining part of the sentence. Which remaining part sentence can be? It can be object, it can be complement, it can be remaining part, prepositional phrase, it can be anything, okay? So this way, you people can make sentence. Now, just think of the subject. So what can be a subject? In case of subject, you can use any noun. For example, it can be proper noun. For example, Ramesh, Mahesh, Ganesh, Sitaram, Sona, Mona. It can be any noun that your people can use. Okay. Then apart from that, you also can use pronouns also. Okay, which pronouns you can use? You can use all pronouns like I, we, you, he, she, it, they. So you can use all pronouns also. Okay, then so that is clear. First of all, as far as what subject you can use any name. It can be your name, it can be someone else's name, that can be your subject. Subject can be pronoun. It can be pronoun. All pronouns you can use. I, we, you, he, she, it, they. Any pronoun you can use. After that, you need to think of one verb. So which are verbs? Verbs we people have studied. Verbs are action showing words, which are maybe talking about some activities like see, jump, run, come, go, listen, forward. Okay. And there are so many. I think that I don't know whether I forward that list to you or not, but on internet there are thousands of verbs available, so you just try to find out different verbs. Okay, so this way you people can use one verb and that has to be into first form. Then remaining part of the sentence, it can be object or it can be subject also. For example, we'll try to make one sentence. Okay, so subject, in place of subject we'll take one pronoun. Out of this pronoun we'll take this one. Okay, we. So I will take we. Then I next is I wanted to use one verb. Okay, so which verb I can use? I can use any verb after we. For example, here I'm going to play. We play. So now after that, here it is mentioned object, but I have told you it is not always object. Okay, it can be object, it cannot be object. So here I'm going to say in the garden. We play in the garden. So now here it is not object at all. Here in the garden is prepositional phrase I have used. Okay, preposition I have used it here. But if I insert here football, in that case football can be object. We play football in the garden. So this way I made a sentence. Now you people can think, or also I can add another words, every day. Okay, every day. So there again my sentence became more, or I can increase content, or you can say instead of every day, weekend, on Saturday, on Monday. You can, depending upon the context. Okay, what you are going to speak, based on that you can add more words in your sentences. Okay, so this way we people can make sentence. So in place of subject I can say I play, we play, you play. Now this time you have to be very careful about he, she, it. Okay, if it is he, she, it, in that case what happens with verb? What happens? काय होतं क्रियापदाला, कोण सांगेल?
ing प्रत्यय लागतो.
ing pratyay. So how? We can take another example. For example, he. Then
He is playing cricket.
but here you know the structure that we are taking. There is no M is R. Here it is only one V1. We are just learning which tense? Simple present tense. Okay.
He is go to school.
So he is go to school. Okay, so this is one sentence. So let's try to think of this. Subject, in place of subject, what will people used? Pronoun used. Which pronoun? He. Then after he, what we are supposed to use? Main verb. And that main verb has to be in which form? First form. So which is main verb here? Go.
Go.
That is in again first form. So is it required to use is here? Is it required? Not at all. It is not required at all. So he is go to school. I think that it's okay to say I don't know how to make sentences and I'm making he is go to school. That is perfect. That is welcome. And therefore I have just told you previously also I have just given one example like this. I am go. Okay. So it is similar like that. I am go to school. But both sentences are not correct. Why they are not correct? Because you know that in simple present tense, we people use only first form of verb. We do not use any helping verb. Here is not required. Here am not required. Okay. So here I'm going to remove is. Okay. He go. Now third person singular. Subject is what? Third person singular. Which pronouns? He, she, it. They are called third person singular. So in that case, we people have to think की त्यावेळेस क्रियापदाला काय होत असतं? काय होत असतं? बाकीचे सांगा कोणीतरी. आपण आता इज काढलं. ही इज गो टू स्कूल, हे इज काढून टाकलं कारण एम इज आर इथं काहीच वापरत नाही आपण, फक्त क्रियापदाचं पहिलं रूप वापरतोय. तरी पण हे सेंटेन्स बरोबर नाहीये. तर हे सेंटेन्स करेक्ट कसं होईल मग?
यस किंवा ईएस प्रत्यय.
हा येस, नाव यू गॉट इट प्रगती. सो इन दिस केस काय होणार आहे, क्रियापदाला येस किंवा ईएस प्रत्यय लागणार. म्हणजे करेक्ट सेंटेन्स कसं होईल, ही गोज टू स्कूल. ओके, इन दिस सेंटेन्स व्हॉट इज रॉंग, आय एम गो टू स्कूल हे रॉंग आहे. कसं असायला पाहिजे मग, आय गो टू स्कूल, इट बिकेम करेक्ट. आता हे फक्त हीच झालं, पण शी न एक वी कॅन टेक शी लाईक दिस, शी drives. आता इथं drive, we used drive, but yes, she drives a car. So we cannot make she's drive a car. That will be wrong. Okay. Or also we can make one example with it. It shines very brightly. Okay. So we can make these kind of sentences. Again, we made with we, he, she, it, I. Let's take they and you. So we'll take one you. You, can you help me, or you can tell me one sentence with you from your side? In fact, everybody can tell me. Let's ask Vinayak Jadhav. Can you tell me one example with you, simple present tense? Nupur Pawar, Divya, Amruta. Everything is front of you. काय करायचे now? Subject already आपण काय घेतला? We used you. Now we need this. So you can use any verb here and help me. Abhishek. You people are not responding at all.
You come to college.
Yes. So you come. Now here not required. You comes असं होणार आहे का? Not required. You come to college. So this became our sentence. Let's take now the sheet we have done. You have done with they. So now I want one more sentence with they. You can make different verb, use different verb, and try to tell me. Everyone. Now here. Okay, from Amruta. Okay, Amruta sent me something in chat box. So they. So is it okay to call? So what we're expecting here? V1. So suppose that bought, is it V1? They bought a new car. Is it okay?
No, sir.
So what is wrong here? We are expecting here V1. So how it can be, what is bought? Is it V1 bought?
No, sir.
No. So what it
No,
should
sir.
be here? What it should be?
Bye.
That becomes your sentence right, Amrut. Okay. They buy a new car. So this way we people learn. So now I think that for simple present, we do not have any difficulty. And here, then you can add something. He go to school. For example, I can add something, anything you can add with his uncle. Okay. This becomes sentence. She drives a car. I can say on the road. Here your prepositions will help you. If you know with, I used a preposition and one noun again. On preposition used like this. It shines very brightly, I can say, in summer. Okay. I go to school late. Okay. Anything you can add here. You come to college, I can say tomorrow. So it depends upon me what I would like to say. They buy a new car every year. Okay, so something like this. But all these sentences, they are in simple present tense. So now you might have got it. आता तरी कळालं का वाक्य कसं तयार होते सिंपल प्रेझेंट टेन्स मध्ये? कुणाला कळण्याचं आहे का? मराठीतून मी शिकवणार आता. And personally, कारण you people are limited in number, आणि जे बोलणार आहेत त्यांनाच मी क्लासमध्ये ठेवणार, जे असे बोलत नाहीयेत त्यांना मी क्लासमधून रिमूव्ह करणार आहे. सो लेट्स गो. आय थिंक दॅट अमृता यू जस्ट स्टार्ट इट. क्लिअर अमृता? अजून काय अडचण विचारा. इफ यू डोंट नो यू कॅन आस्क. निखिल जाधव.
सर युनिव्हर्सल ट्रूथ हे सिम्पल प्रेझेंट टेन्स मध्ये असतात ना?
हो, युनिव्हर्सल ट्रुथ्स ते पण येतो मी त्याच्यानंतर. ओके, त्यानंतर लेट्स अभिषेक. काय रिप्लाय नाही अभिषेकचा अजिबात. अभिषेक प्लीज रिप्लाय येस किंवा नो तरी काहीतरी सांगा. If you say no, I will take more time. Will take every day. I will take the class if required. But you just respond. I think that Pragati, you might be again clear. Pragati काय अडचण आहे का?
नो सर.
ओके, अनिकेत काय अडचण आहे का तुम्हाला? नुपूर?
No, sir.
Okay, fine.
No, sir.
Fine. So I think that Rajeshwari, you might be, I don't think it is needed for you, but still you can maybe. So Avinash also, I don't think it is needed for you. But you people again just ensure. Vinayak, I did not get your response. कुठलाच response ना chat box मध्ये आहे किंवा orally आहे. Vinayak Jadhav. So you just try to respond me, reply me, or it will be better. You can leave the class, that is also better. तर नुसतं ऑनलाईन कनेक्ट होऊन आपलं वी आर जस्ट सिन्सिअर नाही म्हणता, रिस्पॉन्सिबल स्टुडंट्स असं म्हणूया की वी अंडरस्टँड एव्हरीथिंग. आपलं काय आहे आणि काय नाही आपल्याला कळतंय. त्यामुळे जर इथं मी फक्त उगीच कनेक्ट व्हायचं आणि त्यातलं मला काहीच कळत नाही की माझ्या काहीच कामाचं नाही असं वाटत असेल तर वाय टू जॉईन. सो आय थिंक दॅट आय डोंट थिंक दॅट यू आर ऍक्टिव्ह अँड यू आर लिसनिंग when I okay, fine. All right, so I was asking Vinayak, but Vinayak not responding at all. That's all. So here we'll move towards the next use, that is universal truth. And they nehmi, always they are used in simple present tense. Ada, what is this universal truth? Universal truth is true all time. It is true today. It was true yesterday. जे वाक्य असे काही फॅक्ट्स असतात की ज्या सर्व काळी सदैव ट्रूथ्स राहतात. So for such that we people use simple present tense. For example, common example is like this: the earth moves round the sun. Okay, it's around the sun. Okay, or you might have got the popular example like this: the sun rises in the east. So that is also true. So these are universal truths which are always in simple present tense. Here you cannot, never will find the earth moved, or you'll not find that is moving. Maybe for current or present sense you can use the earth is moving around the sun, but you know they are usually in simple present tense. They are like this only. Okay. आणि याच्या व्यतिरिक्त आणखी सिंपल प्रेझेंट टेन्स कसा असू शकतो, तर मग यू कॅन से I am a student. Okay, so in this case you'll come to know, sir, you taught here it is V1 and right now you're using M and then you're saying it is in simple present tense. How it is? But V1, that is main verb. Here it is M is not main verb. It is main verb, but it is not having any action. Okay, so I'm a student. This is also in simple present tense. Another I can say I have a car. So here suddha have is main verb. Here it is not helping verb, so it is also in simple present tense. I have a car. This is also simple present tense. Or also you can make sentences like he is a doctor. She is an engineer. So this is also possible that these all examples are in simple present tense. All right, so I'll not go for passive structures. I will teach you passive voice separately, so that much is enough for you. Any questions or doubts about simple present tense? कोणाला काय प्रश्न असेल तर विचारा. आहेत का काय?
नो सर.
No,
Nasal?
sir.
Okay, fine. So everybody make minimum 5 examples. प्रत्येकाने 5-5 एक्झाम्पल सिम्पल प्रेझेंट टेन्सचे बनवायचे. मग हे तुम्ही होमवर्क म्हणून घ्याल का 5-5 एक्झाम्पल बनवायचे ते? कारण इन्स्टेड ऑफ स्पेंडिंग टाइम आत्ता वेळ घालवण्यापेक्षा यू जस्ट टेक इट ॲज अ होमवर्क आणि यू जस्ट मेक 5 examples of simple present tense. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Fine,
sir.
fine, good. Now, here only we people will go for the next tense, and that can be present continuous. So, again, same things I will talk you, that if it is present continuous tense, then you'll come to know when to use this present continuous. कधी वापरायचा? तर एखादी क्रिया ही या क्षणाला, आत्ताच्या क्षणाला सुरू आहे असं सांगायचं. काहीतरी सुरू आहे म्हणजे मे बी नंबर ऑफ थिंग्स आर गोइंग ऑन राईट नाऊ. अनेक क्रिया सुरू आहेत त्या क्षणाला. मे बी यू आर राईट नाऊ अटेंडिंग दिस क्लास, किंवा इटिंग, ड्रिंकिंग, रनिंग. सो नंबर ऑफ थिंग्स आर देअर दॅट आर गोइंग ऑन. तर अशा कंटिन्युअस असलेल्या, सुरू असलेल्या ज्या काही ऍक्शन्स असतील किंवा ऍक्टिव्हिटीज असतील, तर त्यासाठी वी आर गोइंग टू यूज इट. ओके, जस्ट 1 minute. Okay, so for such reasons, the activity suru hai, the action which is going on right now at this moment, it is continuous. Name suggests continuous. It is going on. Suru hai. Okay, to describe such actions, we people can use it. Now, if you are going to describe something which is going on, which is in progress, which is continuous, for that, what kind of structure it can be? You have to first of all subject. So what you can use in subject, in place of subject, मगाशी जे सांगितलं, तुम्ही एखादं नाउन वापरू शकता. कुठलं नाउन? You can use all names, Sonu, Monu, Dhundu, whatever it may be, Chintu, Pintu, whatever your names, whatever noun that you understand, that all noun you people can use as a subject. Okay, or you can use pronoun also. Which pronoun? Similar pronouns. You can use I, we, he, she, it. Okay, so let's try to understand that also. I will explain it. Which pronoun will come with which helping verbs. So after subject, you people have to use helping verbs or to be forms in the present tense. कुठले हेल्पिंग वर्ब्स आहेत किंवा कुठले टू बीचे प्रेझेंट मधले फॉर्म्स आहेत तिथं ते आपल्याला वापरायचे?
Am is are, sir.
Yes, am is are, that you are going to use it here. त्यानंतर मेन वर्ब विल कम हियर. मुख्य क्रियापद. आता मुख्य क्रियापद कुठल्या फॉर्म मध्ये येणार आहे?
ing.
Yes, that's right. Now main verb will be with ing and then remaining part of the sentence. Okay, so as I told you, you people can use pronouns. So let's begin. If pronoun I, which helping verb you can use?
Am.
Am. Yes, that's right. If pronoun is we नंतर काय वापराल?
Are.
We are. If it is you नंतर काय येईल?
Are, sir.
Are. Then if it is he नंतर काय येईल?
Is.
She.
Is.
It is. आणि they असेल तर?
Are.
Yeah, so you got it. Only if your pronoun is I, then only am. If it is plural like we, are. If it is plural, you, are. If it is singular, third person singular, he, she, it, is. And it is third person plural, are. Like this, you can use it. Okay, so this also you people can just try to remember. If you are having confusion, if you know, that's perfect. If you don't know, you can try to understand like this. Then next, we people will talk about some examples here. So now we want to make a sentence of this. In that case, you need to understand that suppose that I'm going to take subject Ramesh. I will take now name, one name. So what will be Ramesh? Is Ramesh am or Ramesh are?
Is, sir.
Ramesh is. त्यानंतर yes, I would like to use one verb, and that verb I will say painting. So paint is verb, I'm attaching ing. Ramesh is painting. Okay, so sentence can be Ramesh is painting, or additionally I can say a picture. Okay, Ramesh is painting a picture. And ह्याच्यामध्ये अजून काय लिहायचं असेल तर फॉर एक्झाम्पल आय विल से in the gallery, or I can say in the room, I can say in the competition, I can say maybe in the hall, I can say in the school, in the college. I can add some other words. If you want to add it, prepositions will help you. Here I used the preposition in, and I added one more noun, the gallery. So that can make your sentence. Then we'll make examples of all these. So with I, so you can tell me, I use a pronoun I. So after I am using helping verb am, so you can tell me one verb with ing form. I am. एक क्रियापद सांगायचंय. Okay, from Amruta we can take it. I'm going to college. So this way we make a sentence. इथं काय चुकायची अपेक्षा आहे का? कारण इथं बघा, इथं एम आलंय. आय एम अ स्टुडंट आणि आय एम गोईंग. डिफरन्स काय आहे? इकडे आय एम नंतर VIG आलंय का? नाही आलं. इकडे एम नंतर मेन वर्ब नंतर ING लागतच लागतं. दॅट इज डिफरन्स. ओके, आय एम गोइंग टू कॉलेज. त्यानंतर वी विल टेक अनादर प्रोनाउन वी. आपण वी घेऊ. वी नंतर काय येणार एमिजार मधलं?
R.
R. Then I want one verb with ING. Okay, I will take one verb like sing. त्याला ING लावलं, we are singing. Then a song. आणि पुढे तुम्हाला वाक्य मग a song in the competition, in maybe in school, in college, wherever we can sing a song, that you can add there. Let's make one sentence with pronoun you. तुम्ही सांगा आता पुढं you च्या नंतर. अमिजार पैकी काय?
R.
Reading a
Book.
Then he is dancing. Okay, dancing. पुढं काय म्हणायचंय ते तुम्हाला ठरवायचं. काय म्हणायचं? इज डान्सिंग in the hall. She is cooking food. It is raining. They are one verb. They are fighting. Okay, so this way you can practice present continuous also. So I think that that is enough for today. You just I just wanted to realize की तुम्ही ग्रामर शिका, पण ग्रामरचा बोलताना अजिबात विचार करायचा नाही की मी बोलायचंय तर मग इज वापरू का, आर वापरू का, काय वापरू. हे तुम्हाला नंतर लक्षात इमिजिएटली क्लिक व्हायला पाहिजे. तुम्ही बोललेलं आता जसं वाक्य होतं की ही इज गो टू स्कूल, हे वाक्य चुकीचं आहे. तसं आपलं प्रॅक्टिसने लगेच लक्षात येतं की एखादं वाक्य येतं, समजा दे इज फाईट असं झालं असेल. समजा मी चुकून काय म्हटलं इथं इच्या आरच्या ऐवजी इज, दे इज फाईट असं वाक्य तयार केलं तर हे मलाच लक्षात येतं. कधी लक्षात येतं की ज्यावेळेस मी काय करतोय, आय एम जस्ट प्रिपेअरिंग स्पीकिंग समथिंग आणि त्याचबरोबर थोडंसं ग्रामरचा पण स्टडी करत असेल तर मला लगेचच हे लक्षात येतं की दे इज फाईट असं वाक्यच नाही. मी असं कधी ऐकलं नाही, लोक असं बोलत नाहीत आणि मी असं कुठं वाचलं पण नाही. तर दे इज हे मुळात चुकीचं येतंय. तर इजच्या ऐवजी आर यायला पाहिजे इथं. त्यानंतर दुसरी गोष्ट, यू कम टू नो दे आर आलं तर मग फाईट नंतर ING येतं. मग हे वाक्य आता करेक्ट झालं, दे आर फायटिंग. अशा पद्धतीनं वाक्य तुम्ही स्वतः करेक्ट करत याल आणि मग यू विल मेक लेस मिस्टेक्स. यू नॉट फाइंड दॅट यू आर मेकिंग लॉट. इनिशियली इट इज पॉसिबल. इनिशियली खूप साऱ्या चुका होतील. यू मेक thousands ऑफ मिस्टेक्स, बट लेटर ऑन दोज 1000 मिस्टेक्स कॅन बी 10. Okay, you can reduce up to that percent also. It is possible, but you need to have a positive attitude. You need to have patience. You should have ability to work hard, and everything is possible. So coming or speaking English fluently is not difficult at all. You need to have just your willingness, your ability, your readiness to take efforts. And I'm sure that if you are looking for your bright future, if you are just wanting to get good job after completion of your third year only, I'm not saying final year, after third year only, you should start with this. And maybe hardly 1 month is required to practice all those things. After 1 month, you can speak fluent English, no doubt. Okay. So maybe we'll continue 3-4 sessions. Not, it is not possible. I thought that let's complete this in 2-3 sessions. But I think that it is taking more time. But let it be, though it is taking time, but it may be worth of use. Is it useful? You just remind me, because if that much deep not required to go, in that case also you tell me. जर एवढी जास्त डीप मध्ये जायची गरज नसेल तरी पण तसं सांगितलं चालेल. Accordingly we can go faster and we'll try to cover it. Okay. So should we stop here? काय अडचणी वगैरे आहेत का this time? आता हे शिकल्यानंतर वाटते का आपण बोलू शकतो वगैरे असं वाटतंय का? काय अडचणी येतात अजून? अजिबात ग्रामरचा विचार न करता यू टू जस्ट थिंक की आपल्याला बोलायचं. Okay, fine. Then roll number 1, 2 absent, 3, 4 absent, 5, 6, 7 absent, 8, 9, 10 absent, 11, 12, 13 absent, 14 absent, 15 is there. So option numbers are 2, 4, 7, 10, 13, 14. And simultaneously एखादा ऑडिओ, व्हिडिओ, रीडिंग, शॉर्ट स्टोरी, बुक्स, न्यूजपेपर काही असेल ते चालू ठेवायचं. ओके. आय
Okay,
होप यू आर वर्किंग हार्ड फॉर युअर इंग्लिश कम्युनिकेशन. सो लेट्स क्लोज इट हिअर. आणि हे थोडंसं असं पॉझिटिव्हली घ्यायचं की हे काय आपण अभ्यास किंवा असं बर्डन म्हणून नाही करायचं. तुमचा सगळा अभ्यास झाला आणि म्हणजे थोडंसं चेंज म्हणून तुम्ही इंग्लिश ग्रामर वगैरे बघायचं. हे काय तुम्हाला जास्त वेळ आणि जास्त सिरियसली किंवा असं काही कॉम्प्लिकेटेड असं अजिबात नाहीये. ऑन द गो स्टडी करायचं आहे. ओके. सो लेट्स एंड दिस मीटिंग फॉर ऑल.
ओके सर.